I'm on Wellbutrin now, so it's not a SSRI, it's a dopamine one. So I seem no side effects of any kind at this point. So
I was on Wellbutrin because it was for my winter depression. Obviously, you don't really
yes.
have winters like I do out here. So, dude, once like November hits, it's like I'm like scared. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go down this like dark hole. But Wellbutrin really helped me out a little bit more this past winter. I just weaned off of it because like I think we decided that I shouldn't be on it the whole year just in case. And then like come the winter time, I'll be on it. So yeah, I don't mind talking about pills. It was funny. I was on the Waffle Shop podcast. I don't know if you know him. He's
Uh-uh.
the bloke from over the pond, really good guy. And he was like, "You're the only person I've ever heard talk about their medication openly." And I was like, "Yeah, man. Like that's the part that another part people need to be open about. Like I take Wellbutrin, I take Lamictal for my bipolar, and that what that is like it caps off my mood. So it's like the beep beep machines when like
Mm.
someone's on life support. Mine used to be just like this, but now they kind of get capped off. And then I take Adderall for my ADHD, and then I take Abilify, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what that really does. I just take it and they just give it to me. And I've been in such a great mood because I've been so strict with my medication. Like I have alarms set on my phone now. I just make sure to take it. And I still have my issues. Like I had an issue last night, like being like very like manic because like I couldn't get something to work and I just worked like 16 hours and I was just like angry and I was just like, I'm gonna smash this thing. But it's like I feel like such a baby almost. Like that's another thing I hate about being bipolar is like I feel like I complain about little things, but like little thing like I turn anthills into mountains if that's the analogy
Yeah.
of what that is. But yeah, that's yeah, medication, you got to be open with it, but like you said, you can't be like, "Oh, I'm a doctor pretty much," and be like, "Yeah, you should try
Right.
this." It's like, "No. I don't suggest anyone trying my medication whatsoever. Like go talk to your doctor and figure out what works."
Yeah, neither of us are board certified physicians. Granted, I went to college for 7.5 years, but no, I didn't get a doctorate. So, I just
Yeah,
couldn't
right.
figure out what the fuck I wanted to do with life.
Yeah,
Um,
some people have so much trouble with going through meds. I'm like part of like Facebook groups and everyone talks about like the negatives of what they take, but I'm like that really works for me and I can only imagine that's like a
sure.
deterrent for some people that aren't educated enough
Yep.
and that's what's tough. You got to like learn on your own and that's you know how it is. That's like the longest road in the world is getting help. From
Yeah.
your standpoint, like that's tough too, battling an addiction.
Yeah. Well, and for me, obviously, talking about it, it's very much family lineage, and it's not just the chemical as far as an outside chemical, but the sex and love stuff from a sexually abusive childhood, as far as the molestation incident, the heavy exposure to pornography, and I still haven't released it yet. I did an episode with my dad, and Tim, it was the hardest thing I've done to date. And this podcast, I've cried. Many of people have gotten tears, but that was tough to learn so much about my family lineage of addiction, both sides, and then a lineage of the LaChance men. My dad, my grandfather, my great grandfather, very well, easy to document the sex and love stuff, for
Yeah.
that. And man, it's tough when we come to it, but I bring that up because normally a lot of depression, anxiety, certain stuff, mental health things can be hereditary. Do you find that in your family? Are you an anomaly?
See, it's very weird because my like I, I don't know because it's such like a thing where like it wasn't talked about. Like nothing against my mother, but she wasn't educated enough. Like when
Sure.
I was like in high school being sad and stuff like that.